the gifts of chaos, the gifts of discord, and what that will gift us. What that will gift us, because it breaks us out of old habitual ways of being. It unknots those knots. It forces us to evolve. It forces us to really, we operate a good portion of our lives completely unconsciously. You brush your teeth, most likely the exact same way that you brush your teeth every single fucking day, and you don't think about it, right? You put your shoes on, you tie your shoes the same way. And I'm only sharing these like tiny little, not that we have to start watching how we brush our teeth, but it gives us a little bit of an insight as to just how unconscious we are operating in the world, how patterned we have become, how habitual we have become. So even in our warm up to the Eris piece, remember it was, okay, move, 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 move. Okay, pause, stop, move differently. Pause, stop, move differently. So my invitation for us between now and for the next month, really for the next month, this is my invitation for the whole of our group, is to break our patterns, to break the unconscious patterns, to start to bring consciousness to the unconscious and break these patterns. So these patterns, like if you think just toothbrushing is so mundane and so silly, but we also have a way that we are on autopilot responding to a person, right? We autopilot respond to a situation. We autopilot respond to something that happens in our environment. And we may have been auto-responding the same way since we were like 5. And it's really not serving us anymore. It's really not serving us anymore, but it's gotten so entrained in our nervous system, so entrained. We're lazy by nature. But it's part of animal like survival. We're lazy by nature and we want to conserve energy. And so if I can do a lot of my day unconsciously, I'm conserving energy. Does everyone kind of feel what I'm saying? Like I'm not thinking about brushing my teeth. I'm conserving energy. I'm conserving it. If I just auto respond, and so it's not bad lazy. I'm not saying like, oh, we're bad lazy by nature. It's just human animalistic lazy. My neural pathways, they will take the shortest route possible. They will use the least amount of energy in every movement, in every conversation, in every reaction. And so instead of being in the present moment, instead of even reading the present situation, I'm actually just running off of unconscious wiring. Is this making sense? Right. We got some work ahead of us. So it's almost, I like calling it pattern interrupt. Like pattern interrupt. And this Eris energy is so good around pattern interrupt and the light side of chaos and discord. Because there's going to be times when it does not feel comfortable. I do not like brushing my teeth with my left hand. Right? But I made myself do that. I made myself do for, I don't know, a few weeks. I would start the car differently. I would put my shoes on in the other order. I would start my meditation differently. I would brush my teeth with the other hand. I would do all of these things because in doing the physical, my energetics were following it. Does that make sense? So the physical either follows the energetics or the energetics follow the physical. We can go both ways. Both ways work. But a lot of times, no, I shouldn't say a lot of times. It doesn't matter. They both work and they're both like beautifully powerful. But here's an invitation to let the energetics follow the physical. So when we just did this exercise of the unknotting, we worked with Eris, we did the energetics, inviting the physical to follow the energetics. Does that make sense? So we work on the deep inner energetic level, and then the physical will catch up to the energetics. And that's a lot of times how we work. A lot of times we'll work energetically. But we can also flip that, and we can work the physical and invite the energetic to follow. So the physical would be just physically change a position in a room. Like if we feel ourselves getting into some patterned response to something, or in a loop, or we're just feeling like it's a habit. Like I habitually do this or respond this way. And you just like physically shift your body. You're like, okay, I take one step to the right. Okay. And then you invite the energetics to take one step to the right. You invite the energetics to shift differently. So this goes all the way back to, I don't know why this is coming up, but orgasm, right? It goes back to like training our nervous system that this is the thing that gets me to the thing. And that's just a good example because it's such a nervous system thing, right? So it's like, has to be this position, this speed, this pace, this pressure, this da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, or it's not gonna happen. And it's simply because we have entrained that. We have entrained that. And so if you just expand into go, I am so entrained. I am so patterned. I am so habitual in so many areas of my life. And I don't say that to like scare us or to go like, oh my God, I'm never gonna be able to be conscious. It's not about that. It's just making moves in that direction. Making, even if it's just like one tiny degree more in that direction, that's profound and that's big. One little step in the direction of being less patterned, less habitual, less reactionary, and being more present, having more space, being able to respond with greater freedom, really. This is freedom. I am free to read the moment without glasses on. I'm free to read. I'm free to be in the moment. most times, it's not even that we're fully present in the moment. So it's I'm free to be in the moment. Then I'm free and I have the capacity to read the energy of the moment without the old story playing in my head of this person's trying to screw me. Warning, warning, not feeling safe. Warning, la 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 la, whatever it is. Well, it doesn't have to be that. It could be anything. You know, like don't be too witchy, don't be too much. I don't all of the stories, but so then we have the capacity to read everything clearly. And when we read it clearly, we then have the next step or the next capacity to, it's not a reactionary response, it's a very conscious response. It's a conscious response to the appropriate reading of the energy. Does this make sense? This is what we're working toward. Don't worry, we've got 12 months to do this. So we're good, right? We have lots of time together, lots of practices together. We have a really powerful container that's gonna hold us. But this is what we're working toward. So this is what and it to not be work, right? I know it's maybe sounding like this is work, like, holy crap, Sabrina. Like, I like living where I'm conserving energy and I don't have to be so damn conscious and think about things. But it gets to a place where we just innately live from that place. It's not hard work. That becomes our state of being. That becomes our state of being. Is that. And it's not hard work. We don't have to think about it. But until we get there, we get to practice it. We get to practice it, and we get to try to bring words to it, and we get to do deep energetic alchemical stuff. We get to do physical world stuff that helps the energetics follow it, not fall, follow it. How is that feeling? Did we all sign up for the right program? Just kidding. Yeah, I'm not in for this. This is a little bit much. Something to share in this, things will open up for you that you can't even fathom. Soul gifts, those seemingly esoteric, wild, weird things like oracle abilities or hands-on healing, or just the soul gifts open. And capacities come online. It's like human potential. And our potentials come online. Our capacities come online. When we start to bring all of our energy to the present moment, and when we have this awakened central channel, and when the body wisdom, the energy of the body wisdom is flowing through us, and our brains start to get out of the way, our control starts to get out of the way, our limited, narrow ways of being and thinking. And, you know, I don't know if you've heard me talk about this, but I'll say, like, most of the world just lives from this place up. That's it. Like, that's as far as anyone goes. Never mind the fact that we have this big, beautiful heart wisdom center. Never mind the fact that we have the lower wisdom center. When all of these things start coming online, it opens capacities in us that until they start to open, or until we start to see them in others, we don't believe it. It's just like something you read about in a book that the gurus in some foreign land seem to have. And it's just so far-fetched that we can't even fathom it. And then it happens to you. And you're like, shit, it's real. So that's another aspect of what just innately happens. And the less, I can share this with you, the less we are attached to those opening up, the quicker they open up for us. So the more humble we can be around it, and the less attached we are to the gifts and the magic and all of that, the quicker that they open up, the more organically that they open up, because we're out of the way. Can you feel that? We're not attached to it. It's the attachment piece that causes the knot, that causes the pushing it away, instead of the, whatever. I'm just going to humbly walk one foot in front of the other. And that's when we get hit by the lightning bolt of grace.